Ladies and gentlemen, welcome for tonight's game of CEA Summer League Siege. Tonight we will have University of Montreal versus the Monday Morning Chapel team. And of course, I'm Keldef, joined here tonight by the lovely Coinman.
Hello!
And it looks like for our first match, we will be heading into Villa, and Monday Morning Chapel will be starting on attack. And of course, if it hits overtime, we'll have Montreal attacking in that case. And the second map will be Clubhouse with Montreal starting off on attack. And how are you feeling tonight, Coinman?
I am feeling great. Ubisoft support has been glorious for me. I haven't had hacking problems, but I've had some weird other end user problems. Reports don't work, and I hate it when I can't play this fantastic game, especially since the bug fixes that launched today are actually pretty good and balancing changes.
Worst case scenario, you just get that PS4 version, boot it up on console, and there you go. Boom.
Because I have consoles.
Don't worry, there'll be a Switch version, and then there'll also be a Samsung fridge version too.
Yeah, I'd see the thing that I don't get is I know that they actually did launch the Switch version, or at least tend to port it to Switch. And I'm just looking at that, I'm like, how will it process things breaking? There aren't enough processors in the stupid little thing to be able to handle all the nonsense that goes on in Siege half the time. Particle effects everywhere.
And well, I mean, if they've got Witcher on there, I'm pretty sure they'll find a way. Honestly, there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, if they got Witcher on there, and I forget what else is expected to be on there lately, but there's another large. I think Red Dead's going on there now soon, the original one, which is also a very large file.
Yeah, they'll make a way to work it.
Yeah. So now it is a custom game of Bomb, as it should be and always will be, at least in all of these professional and semi-professional and college leagues.
Wait, I thought this was supposed to be Hostage.
No, please not. And then we just see Fuse all the time. So
we need a professional Hostage league. Dude, think about it. Okay, you have to entirely change up your strats, because if you leave sight unattended for half a second, there's already going to be Ash picking up the hostage.
Ash and Blitz, both of them at the same time.
Everyone just pick a whole shield meta, knock out the room, and then you pick up the hostage and you go.
Yeah, and seeing our first game, we see Thatcher, who is not as good in hostage, as you know.
No, you disable the hostage's cell phone.
Yeah, that's all he does. He doesn't do anything else. And now we're going to be moving into our second bed here, as we're getting groans from middle management here about all of our hostage nonsense. And now we see Nomad Bay, which is pretty standard for... I'd say that's standard for Villa. Villa is a wide enough map where roamers are pretty common.
Yeah, we're about to see people just jumping out and getting ready to go on the flank. Probably Gridlock's going to end up getting picked up to replace it. We'll see how things turn out, how the teams end up orienting themselves. You never know. They might just bring 5 Claymores.
Yep, and now we end up with Mira here, and just a reminder, Echo is banned because bugs, yay! And they haven't fixed those yet in live. So, and we see Valkyrie and Mira banned. I wonder if we'll see the ridiculous monkey. If you remember aeons ago, I think it was Invitational. It was either that or one of the majors where it was the Australian FaZe, I think it was. And they just did the Ella shotgun in old Oregon. And they just ran out the window, and the guy got a 3-kill going out of armory, and it was kind of glorious at the same time because they got it all on stream.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, but that was some A+ content.
By now, probably not too much. However, we'll be going to Aviator Games Room first, standard site. We're gonna seeing the nice little bandit Wamai Jaeger. Just forget grenades even exist at this point. Just make sure that not a single one enters the room. Got the smoke grenades, canisters to keep them out of the room as well. They're not going to have too much to stop the Thermite, actually. They won't even need the Maverick at this point. But honestly, because they're bringing a Maverick in the first place, I don't think they're really intending on being able to try to stop that wall super hard in the first place. I mean, they could also just throw C4 over and try to hope to God the angle went perfect and clip the Maverick, but
it looks
a little bit risky.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to go for the impact trick line here and not particularly much overexciting, because the total number of throwables are 8. They only have 8 throwables, and on the defensive side we have 6. There's a lot.
Just 6, that's 8. Just total 8 on the attack side.
Doesn't he still have 3 of the ADSs, or is it 2 now? For
3? 2?
yeah, so that means there already are more ADSs than what they have for throwables. Okay, technically they have 12 throwables if you include Zofia, right?
Oh, right, I forgot about Sophia existing.
Yeah, so you have 12 throwables, and then if you add together the 3 Jaegers, which is 9, plus the probably 10 more Mais they'll have total, so there's only 2 throwables they'll actually be able to get into sight because they don't have a Thatcher.
Or, you know, the good old-fashioned just throw all the throwables through one single door. Always an option.
Yep, always the option.
It's always a fun time when you're just anchoring on site and suddenly there's 6 flash grenades, 2 frag grenades, Zofia concussions, and Zofia impacts at the same time somehow, all just being hurled at you, and you're just sitting there thinking, okay, what do I do in this situation? And I'm dead.
Yep, because you can't see anything. As it looks like we see relatively standard hold with the Goyo holding 90 and that's a lot of Goyo shields right around that map table. That's way more than I think I've ever seen ever. Honestly. And the Buck using his shotgun to get some really solid angles, and I think, and clipping the Maestro a fair amount there, taking 33 health off roughly.
Yeah, somewhere give or take. Checking up the wall to see if there's anything, because as far as they know, you know, Bandit was picked off the bat, so they're probably trying to see if they can counter any of the Bandit charges. Realizing that there are none in the first place, and he's, he downed him and then throws the smoke to try to see if he could get the finisher. However, just a little bit off, Cash is going to be able to revive him, and at this point, the Buck is ready to just start shooting the floor up again. But we'll see if he ends up getting shot from the holes beneath, as they are aware that he's probably still alive.
Yeah, and they got an early detonation of the Goyo seal as they're seeing the ADS is doing their job. It looks like the Zofia trying to get there with the stuns as the Jaeger switches sides. Drone actually seeing the Jaeger. I don't think the Jaeger saw that up in the balcony. So they now know that the Jaeger's there, and they're going to try and do a wide peek here to maybe get the Jaeger. One Goyo shield down as someone also got down. So I feel like the Zofia also got down here as the Jaeger coming in, swinging out and getting 2 with a team kill. Oh no!
You know what? Deny the enemy a kill and lower their KD. Master plan. I like it.
Yeah, that is the double shield setup. That's the first time I've ever seen that. Well, mine going out to cover B-bomb. I don't know. As we see Maverick, I think that is trying to peek the main door, coming into game, coming into Aviator, and it looks like the impact trick going out and being successful from the Maestro. Also, the Silence Vector. I have questions about the Silence Vector, but that's also me personally.
The deployable shield army is just completely stopping them from peeking a lot of things and pushing up. Because at this point, you see that shield, you don't even know how to react to it. Trying to shoot above it, around it. But unfortunately, it looks like they will be winning that gunfight in total and winning out the round for themselves. We had the smoke just staking out of the door with the SMG-11, finishing off the last one there. Really well played for UDM overall.
Was that 6 deployable shields?
I think roughly, yeah.
Yeah, because 2 from Goyo and then Smoke and I forget who the other one who would have brought it, but I think it was a 6 shields total, which is a lot of shields. Oh, yeah, we'll see when they come in. But I think it was 6 total shields there, and also it was unfortunate for that TK. The trying to play below with the Buck didn't exactly work out, as you saw, because that also got the Zofia down from the same hole that the Buck made, and he barely clipped the Maestro in. So yeah, we'll see exactly how MMC will decide to swap up the situation, where it looks like they're bringing basically the same crew, except an IQ. I don't know who they replaced the IQ for here.
No, the IQ was there before.
The IQ was there
same
before?
Team.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, same squad.
Same
and then
team.
On the defensive side, we have a castle thrown into the mix.
Oh, I think I know this setup. This is a kind of interesting setup where essentially what you're trying to do is hold down this library site by just extending the lower floor. So as you can see there, they have a little bit of like floor holes there. They have a castle to kind of block off one side of this push. So you see where he's currently castling right there in the hall? By castling there, it's allowing the rotate between the two, between here and a little bit of the hall, and also if they decided to make the hall, which I don't think they did, into the piano room here, it allows them to rotate in the halls kind of more cleanly. And if they, don't feel too comfortable with holding this the site itself, they can just get out really quickly.
Yep, and also
assuming that wall stays alive.
yeah, it is important to note here that in this particular setup, we did lose both the smoke and the Wamai. So there are a lot more throwables that can get through here than before. And they're choosing a mute and castle here. And I think they may have missed the Jaeger, and then they definitely didn't miss the Jaegers. Jaeger's finding out here, manages to grab the buck here and climps while getting about a third of his health off here. And just spraying and hopefully to tag someone just through the wall.
My man's going bananas, just peeking out and trying to get some shots and some nice damage in right before he has to back up. Got Mend here trying to go around the corner, see if he could find Bananas. However, Bananas going to be hiding inside this games room a little bit, trying to keep himself in a safe position so that he can stall out for a longer time, as Platts is there on the red stairs to kind of cover the rotate. And if you see there as well, I believe there is a rotation for them to walk right back into the site area by Bananas. By the Elysian there by Platts. As we got a nice little gunfight going off here. Men's going to take down Bananas. At this point, we're going to have Wiz opening up a little bit more of the walls to allow some rotates around the site to allow Platts to get back if he decides to go around that direction. Or possibly even try to bait some of the attackers to try to come there, and you know, they end up walking into that vault. And well, if you look closely, there was like 2 different ways they would have to look at the same time. Could set up a nice little nasty crossfire there.
Yeah, with a minute left, they seem to have claimed the top floor, except for Platts over there on the red stairs. But they're going to have to start moving quickly here, as we know that the first floor library site is not particularly something people are used to attacking. So they must be collecting themselves. So we see sightlines here nearly taking out the mute and just a little bit off of the Zofia there, and not particularly much gone.
Ooh, some little pings of around roughly where the enemies are. Gonna be able to use different, I think he saw some shotgun shots if he wants to try to play a little bit more aggressively and shoot upwards rather than let them control the amount of holes open. But looks like they're not gonna be opting to do so, as drones are gonna be going out. Gonna be trying to figure out the setup that's going on exactly here, as they're not, as you said before, this is not really a very like a site that people pick often, so a little bit on the spot, you know, shot calling of how we're going to approach this for MMC. Looks like the UDM will be picking off CB as Wiz gets the headshot with the UMP. Maestro sitting here in the back of the library, getting some flashbangs thrown at him. Looks like he's going to start shooting that bullet hose, catching the head while blinded, and Silent's going to catch down Casta from, looks like over by